But what many people may not know is those few slices of breakfast sausage were silently feeding a time bomb inside their arteries. You see, many older people think they're making smarter choices, skipping the salt shaker, cutting back on fast food. But that one breakfast sausage patty, it can contain a significant amount of sodium, as much as 500 to 700 milligrams in some varieties. It's like injecting salt directly into your bloodstream. And it doesn't stop there. The nitrites, saturated fats, and preservatives in sausage don't just raise your blood pressure. Over time, they thicken your blood, inflame your arteries, and slowly erode your memory and energy levels. Have you ever felt your heart beat faster after a meal, or your legs go numb when you get up from a chair? It might not be aging, it could be inflammation from the meat you ate for breakfast. After 60, every food choice becomes more than a meal. It becomes a message sent to your brain, your blood, and your heart. So let's start with the hidden danger sitting right on your breakfast plate. 1. Don't trust the expiration date. You check the expiration date. It's next Thursday, so the food must be safe, right? Not always. Many older adults believe that if it's not expired, it's safe to eat. But bacteria like Listeria and Staphylococcus can grow silently, especially if the food is left out at room temperature too long or not stored below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. These germs don't need a foul smell or mold to alert you. They thrive in deli meats, cheeses, and even cooked leftovers long before the expiration date. And the harm they cause? It's not just a stomach ache. Older adults can develop fever, confusion, severe dehydration, and in rare cases, even meningitis or sepsis. One study found that even safe, refrigerated foods can harbor dangerous pathogens, especially after 3 days of opening. So here's a reminder. Expiration dates are not a guarantee of safety. They only tell you how long a product will stay fresh, not how it was handled. If you've ever eaten leftovers just because they're not expired yet, it's time to rethink that rule. Start storing smarter. Write down the date you opened the product. Throw out leftovers after 72 hours, about 3 days. Don't rely on your nose. And if this surprises you, comment 1 below. You're not alone. Most of us never knew this. 2. No smell, no mold, still poisonous. You've had lunch, a fresh salad from the fridge, some fruit, maybe some ham. Everything looks fine, smells fine. But by dinner time, your stomach is upset. Nausea sets in. Then, cramps. What happened? After 65, your senses become less reliable. Your sense of smell wanes. Your sense of texture and softness in your hands changes. So when food starts to spoil even a little, you may completely ignore it. 275. And some of the most dangerous bacteria, like Listeria or Salmonella, don't smell bad at all in the early stages. 274. They grow slowly in soft cheeses, leafy greens, cold cuts, and pre-cut fruit, especially if the temperature in your fridge fluctuates even slightly. 2.073. And once they get into your body, they can cause vomiting, severe diarrhea, or worse, dehydration and infections that can land older adults in the hospital. So don't wait until it smells bad. Don't assume food is safe just because it looks good. Eat pre-cut fruit within 24 hours. Avoid pre-made salad dressings after 2 days. Reheat deli meats thoroughly, even those labeled ready to eat. If you've ever trusted your nose to determine the freshness of food and then regretted it, comment 2 below. You're not alone. Many of us grew up with that habit. But at this age, we need a new set of rules. Let's pause for a moment. If you've ever trusted your nose or your eyes to judge what's fresh, that doesn't make you careless. It makes you normal. Most of us grew up with that instinct. But now, at this age, your body deserves a little extra protection. You don't need to fear every meal. Just learn to spot the quiet warnings. And speaking of quiet, sometimes the danger doesn't come from inside the food, but from what's holding it. Ready to see one of the most overlooked signs on your shelf? Let's keep going. 3. Slightly swollen, that can kill you. You pick up a can, it's just a little bulge. The plastic seal looks stretched, but it's not leaking. So maybe it's okay? Stop immediately. Even the slightest bulge in packaging, especially in canned goods, vacuum-packed meats, or soft packs, can mean gas from bacteria inside. One of the most dangerous culprits? Clostridium botulinum, the bacteria that causes botulism. This isn't your average stomach flu. Botulism can lead to paralysis, difficulty breathing, and death, especially in older adults with weakened immune systems. And here's what makes it worse. You often can't smell it. You can't see it. It's silent, invisible, deadly. Many older adults have poor eyesight or think that a little bulge in packaging is no big deal. But even minor damage or swelling is your body's only warning sign before serious danger. Other signs to look for include dented cans, rust, or bulging lids/seals. The CDC and FDA recommend throwing away any food containers that are bulging, dented, or leaking, even if they're unopened and still within their expiration date. So the next time your can of soup looks a little off, don't be skeptical. If you've ever eaten something from a bulging or damaged can thinking it's probably fine, comment 3 below and help others avoid this hidden danger in their pantries. 4. Slimy touch? That's bacteria on your hands. Frank and George are both 74. They both buy deli meat from the same store. Frank checks the texture every time. If it feels a little slimy, he throws it away. George? He shrugs and says, "Whatever, it's just cold." Guess who ended up in the emergency room last month with 3 days of diarrhea and dizziness? Here's why this matters. When food feels slim, especially meat, cheese, or sliced fruit, it's often a sign of bacterial overgrowth, like Listeria or E. coli. And these bacteria don't always change color or smell bad right away. For older adults, even mild infections can cause symptoms like fatigue, confusion, or lead to dehydration. And if your sense of smell isn't as sharp as it once was, you may not notice the sliminess at all. So here's your reminder. If something feels unusually slippery, don't wash it, throw it away. Texture is one of the first signs that your food is spoiling, and your fingers may notice it before your nose or eyes. Have you ever touched cold meat or fruit that felt weird but ate it anyway? And if so, comment 4 below, because that tiny moment of thinking it's probably okay can change everything. It's easy to overlook these tiny warnings, a slippery feel, a dull edge in texture, and if you've missed them before, don't blame yourself. Most of us have. This isn't about guilt, it's about getting sharper. Because sometimes the danger hides not in what you touch, but in what you freeze. Let's take a look inside your freezer next. You might be surprised by what's hiding behind the frost. 5. Ice crystals mean trouble. If you open the freezer, it's a bag of chicken thighs. Frozen, still good? Maybe. But then you notice something, a thick layer of ice covering the meat. Or the pieces of meat stuck together in a block. That's not a good sign. When food thaws a little and then freezes again even for a short time, it can create ice crystals. And each thawing and freezing cycle opens the door for bacteria to grow, even in the freezer. This often happens during power outages, delayed deliveries, or even when the freezer door is left open, just for a minute. For older adults, food that has gone through these cycles may silently harbor Salmonella, Campylobacter, or Clostridium perfringens bacteria that can survive freezing and cause illness when the food is finally cooked but not thoroughly reheated. The symptoms aren't always serious. Maybe your stomach feels queasy, or you feel unusually tired after eating, But over time, repeated exposure to small amounts of bacteria can put a strain on your immune system and gut. So next time you see freezer burn or frost on packaging, don't just scrape it off. If you've ever cooked meat straight from a frozen, stuck-together pile of meat, comment 5 below because we've all done it. But now, we know better. 6. Healthy-looking foods that hide harm. Margaret has always eaten clean. She avoided fried foods, cooked for herself, and bought pre-washed salad kits and fresh-cut fruit from the store every week. But one week, after a bowl of greens and soft goat cheese, she developed a fever, chills, and was bedridden for 3 days. The culprit? Listeria. Many older adults don't realize this. Some of the healthiest-looking foods, like packaged salads, pre-cut cantaloupe, and soft cheeses, are among the top sources of hidden bacterial contamination. These items are often handled multiple times before reaching your refrigerator, and if just one step in the process isn't cold or clean enough, the bacteria can multiply. For older adults, listeria is more than just food poisoning. It can lead to confusion, blood poisoning, and, in rare cases, neurological problems. Rinsing pre-cut vegetables under cold water can help, but it's not always completely effective. The best prevention? Buy whole fruits and vegetables when possible. Only cut what you're going to eat. Avoid soft cheeses unless they're made from pasteurized milk and stored properly. Have you ever bought healthy packaged foods and assumed they were the safest option? If this made you rethink your last shopping trip, comment 6 below. Because the most dangerous foods aren't always fried or greasy. Sometimes they're the ones labeled fresh. 7. 2 hours on the counter? That's all it takes? You've cooked dinner, it smells great, but you get distracted. A phone call, a nap, maybe you just forget. By the time you're done cleaning, it's been sitting out for over 2 hours. It still looks good, it still tastes good. But here's the truth. Bacteria love room temperature. Between 40 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, 4 and 60 degrees Celsius, microorganisms like Staphylococcus aureus, E. coli, and Bacillus cereus grow very quickly. Some can double every 20 minutes under the right conditions. That's why this temperature range is called the danger zone. After age 60, our digestive systems slow down. Our immune systems become less responsive. That's why even slightly spoiled food can have a more dramatic effect, causing cramps, diarrhea, or severe fatigue for days. And not everything that smells bad or looks weird means it's bad. Most of these pathogens are invisible, odorless, and tasteless. They don't wait for mold to appear. So here's a gentle rule of thumb. If food has been sitting out for more than 2 hours, especially meat, dairy, or rice, it's safer to throw it out. And if your house is warm, that time is even shorter. Have you ever reheated something that's been sitting on the stove all evening? If so, comment 7 below, you're definitely not alone. But now you know the real time. We've all done it. Left food out longer than we should, hoping a quick reheat will fix everything. And most of the time, we got lucky. But food safety isn't about luck. It's about knowing how heat really works and how to use it right. Because what you do after leaving food out can matter just as much. Let's talk about reheating and what most of us never learn to check. 8. Reheated doesn't mean safe. You microwave last night's stew. 2 minutes. It's steaming. It smells great. You take a bite and go about your day. But here's the catch. Reheating food doesn't always kill bacteria, especially if it doesn't reach at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit, 74 degrees Celsius, across the entire serving. Microwaves heat unevenly. Hot tablespoons on the surface can hide cold areas underneath, where bacteria like Clostridium perfringens or Salmonella can still survive. For older adults, these bacteria can lead to fatigue, nausea, dizziness, or sudden dehydration and weakness that lasts for days. And because older adults may digest heavy or reheated foods more slowly, food poisoning symptoms can be more severe and last longer. Here's what helps. Stir well as you reheat. Use a food thermometer, yes, even at home. And never assume that bubbling means safe. If you've ever trusted your microwave to do its job without checking, comment 8 below because you're not alone. Most of us never knew there were rules to reheating. 9. Leftovers after day 3? Think twice. You open the fridge, the casserole from Tuesday is still there. It looks fine, it smells fine. You heat it up, sit down, and enjoy dinner. But by midnight, your stomach starts to feel queasy. You feel bloated, dizzy. Was it something you ate today? Yes. And it's probably what you believe most, leftovers that are 72 hours old. Even when refrigerated, cooked foods like stews, casseroles, pasta, and rice can harbor bacteria that can grow over time, especially Staphylococcus aureus and Bacillus cereus. And while refrigeration slows the growth of bacteria, it doesn't stop them completely. For older adults, the consequences can be swift and severe: vomiting, diarrhea, even low blood pressure, or confusion from dehydration. And most leftovers don't have any obvious signs, no sour smell, no discoloration. So what's the new rule? Write down the date you put the leftovers away. If it's been more than 3 days, be safe and throw it out. If you've ever tried to eat leftovers that are on the 4th or 5th day because you thought it's probably still good, comment 9 below. Because now you know the silent clock ticking away behind that Tupperware lid. Now let's do something different for a second. Pause this video, yes, right now, and take a short walk to your fridge. Open the door and really look. Is there a container without a date? A half-eaten stew from last weekend? Maybe some deli meat you can't quite remember when you bought? We often assume things are fine just because they're in the fridge. But bacteria doesn't care where you store it. It only cares about time and temperature. You see that tub of soup that's been there for 5 days? Or that salad dressing bottle with crust forming around the cap? That's your quiet warning. Just 60 seconds of checking your fridge can prevent hours, even days of stomach pain, weakness, or worse. And remember, at our age, we don't bounce back like we used to. So don't wait until it smells bad. If it's questionable, let it go. When in doubt, throw it out. If you just found something in your fridge that made you pause, comment 10 below. That moment of awareness might help someone else take a look too. You know? The truth is, most of us never learned these things growing up. We trusted our eyes, our nose, our instinct, and for a long time that worked. But our bodies change with age. Our immune system isn't as quick. Our senses aren't as sharp. And the bacteria we're facing today? It's not always loud or obvious. It hides in the quiet, in the leftovers, in the plastic seals we didn't think to check. This video isn't about fear. It's about awareness. Because once you see these hidden signs, the slimy texture, the subtle swelling, the still good casserole from 4 nights ago, you can start making safer choices. Small ones, easy ones, like labeling your food, tossing it after 3 days, checking your fridge once a week. They may not seem like much, but they protect your energy, your independence, and your days ahead. So don't feel bad if you've made these mistakes before. We all have. What matters is what you do next. And if this video helped you notice something you'll remember the next time you open the fridge, then it's already made a difference. If even one of these signs surprised you, comment the number below. And please, share this with someone you care about. A neighbor, a son, a friend over 65. Because sometimes, one quiet reminder is all it takes to keep a loved one safe.